What's up?
We're Josh and Lauren Simmons from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and we wanted to share a little bit about our debt-free story. So in 2017, we had kind of felt like we couldn't afford how we were living.
Definitely.
We were probably spending more than we were making.
Yeah.
And Josh had just taken on a new position at his work where he was making a lot less money. And so I think that's where the feeling how much we were spending came in.
Big squeeze.
Yeah.
And it was not fun.
So one night we were like, oh, we've heard of Dave Ramsey. Let's count up our debt, see how much we have. And I was like, oh, we probably have $100,000. That was my guess.
Mm-hmm.
I remember telling someone on the phone.
We had $241,000 in debt.
And we didn't know that.
You want me to go over the breakdown?
Yeah. Let's go over the breakdown.
So about $100,000, a little over $100,000 in student loan debt.
With both of us.
Mm-hmm. Over $20,000 in credit card debt. Over about $40,000 in 401k loans.
Never do those.
Never.
It's terrible.
Over $40,000 in car loan. That was basically the breakdown. So $241,000 was the grand total. And that didn't include our mortgage. That's outside of our mortgage. So if you are an FPU, then this is what's called baby step 2. That was our hole to dig out of.
Yep. And at that point, in January 2017, we had a 1-year-old. And we were like, we should do this. Let's do this. So for the first couple of months, we did Dave-ish.
Yeah.
You'll probably hear him say that. And that's where we listen to Dave and we kind of do what he says, but we have our own ideas about how we want to do things.
Yeah. It wasn't.
How does that work?
Well, when you don't listen to good advice, you do stupid things.
Yeah. So what I loved after this, I heard him say on the Dave Ramsey show, so why would you listen to someone's theories about money if you don't want to end up where they are? And I want to end up where Dave Ramsey is, so I'm going to listen to him. He knows how to deal with his money, and he looks in the Bible to do that. So I want to do what he does. Let's see. Let's talk about how we actually got through this once after the first few months of doing Dave-ish, and then we realized how silly it was. Then we really buckled down.
I think the pain started. We became more aware of it, and it finally got great enough where we're like, that's it. We are doing something about this.
What is that saying about the dog and the nail?
Like if a dog is laying on the front porch and he's just going to kind of whimper and whine and howl a little bit because the nail's poking his butt, but not enough to get up.
The pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change.
Oh, you want the punchline?
Yeah.
Not the whole story. Okay.
So we got to that point where we were like, that's it. Let's do this. And so let's talk about the jobs we did. What was your job at the time? Your main job?
Main job at that time was sales manager for a technology company.
And I had my own wedding photography business.
Yep.
And what we did at that point was he started helping me with weddings.
Yep.
And instead of hiring an assistant, and then what else?
We started looking at different ideas. There's a lot of resources available to you as part of the FPU and Ramsey Plus stuff that's out there. So we actually started selling a lot of stuff that we realized we didn't need.
Oh, I think on your account, if you go on there, there's a resource called 40 Ways to Make Money Today.
Oh, yeah. We literally went line by line.
Do it.
Yeah.
Swallow your pride. Please do it. It's a really great way to grow personally.
Yep. And then we started getting some movement, but we wanted things to happen so much faster. So I started trying to do like odd jobs.
You worked for church?
Oh, yeah, I did. I did. I was volunteering, and then that became a paid position. So that was another job I had where I was doing worship leading at church. And then
we should do a job count. So far it's sales manager,
wedding photographer,
wedding photographer assistant, and then church. Keep going.
Okay. Then I remembered I used to pressure wash a lot, so why don't I just get a pressure washer and start up a business? So I started a pressure washing business.
This is the best thing to note, though, is that he didn't buy one. He
Yeah.
borrowed one until he could afford to buy his own.
Yeah, I borrowed one, and on the first job, it broke. But the money from that job paid for another one, and then so I actually got that person I borrowed one from a brand new one, and I had enough to get another one. They're only like $300 or so.
So he was pressure washing people's driveways.
Driveways, houses, decks, pretty much everything.
And you should do your research with what's in your area, what's normal, and like how much people pay for that kind of thing. Because what we found is it varies everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, some people just pick up a leaf blower and go blow leaves for folks. I mean, you could really come up with anything that might work for you. So that helped bring some money in, definitely.
Yep, I also sold a ton of my clothes. It wasn't like because we were just really trying to pay off debt. I could stand to let some clothes go, and so I sold them on an app called Poshmark. And
you sold a ton of clothes.
I sold a little over $2,000 worth of clothes. So that was pretty awesome too.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked really hard to like make them all go. You have to kind of like play with the app. You have to share and like and do all the things. There's some like internet resources. Just Google it.
And then we got really serious about another business too, which
yes.
helped bring another.
Oh yeah,
income.
I started a Young Living essential oil business and started to grow that at the same time as I was bringing down my photography business. My other business, essential oil business, went up because we were starting to feel with like now a 2-year-old. Leaving him, I would have to travel for weddings every single weekend or every other weekend. And it was really a lot.
Yeah.
And so I did not want to travel anymore. And so decided to build the essential oil business.
So then, because our brains started to tune in to any opportunity that was there, not just to go work, but also with the resources we had, what we could do. So we actually did some pretty drastic things. Like we sold both of the cars we had.
Yep.
One we owned outright. One we had a ridiculously large loan on. It was a brand new Honda Pilot. Those things are cool.
Yeah, and a Range Rover. Sell your fancy cars. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
So we sold them. Paid off.
Swallow your pride. Do it. It's the best thing ever.
Both the car loans went away, and we bought really some decent cars. One was $7,200, and the other was $3,500, and they lasted us for easily 2 years. And the people who now own them have been driving them for several years. They were great cars.
Yeah.
And not expensive at all.
Nope.
And we used the extra money because we had some left over to start even going towards our school loan. So that was like a huge stick of dynamite in the dam to bust through, and that really, really pushed us forward.
In that one day that we sold both cars and did all that, we paid off our $40,000 loan and then had a little bit left over, or bought those 2 cars and then had a little bit left over to go to student loans.
I remember literally sitting in a dealership getting quotes for the car, even though I was like, if I sell it to this dealership, they're going to lowball me on what they're going to buy the car for. And I was reading the chapters of Total Money Makeover just to make sure that, because I really liked the car that we had.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't worth it. The pain was too great. We wanted to change, and I think that was the pivotal moment for me where I really stopped believing the lie that I work so hard, I deserve this.
That is the worst lie. Don't tell yourself that.
Because you don't. You don't. If you have a loan on anything,
you don't deserve
you shouldn't have bought it. And that took us a while. It took me a while. Oh my gosh, to get to that point.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about what it was like towards the end. I cried every day because I just wanted it to be over.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
And I had an opportunity to switch job roles, still within the same company, for something that had just more upward opportunity.
So going back to being a rep, more of a rep, and having a more commission based.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really helpful.
We kept our debt snowball in front of us on paper, plastered everywhere. We had regular budget committee meetings. Where are we? We probably prayed more in that season than a lot of other seasons in our life, because we trusted what the Lord has given us was His provision, and we needed to stop playing God with thinking we knew better.
Yep. So on December 21st, 2018, so 24 months, we paid off all of our debt.
Yep.
It was all gone, and that was the coolest feeling ever because it was gone.
Yeah, it was crazy. even waking up the next morning to breathe better.
Yep.
And our kids at the time, Tinley had also just been born.
Yeah, we had a 1-month-old baby.
And being able to just look in their eyes and know that, no, they don't understand right now what we went through, but we did it as a family. And decades will be changed forever because of just trusting the Lord's provision.
Yep. And so, since we were debt-free, we bought some matching PJs.
Oh, gosh. They weren't the football ones that I wanted.
So,
but whatever.
Because we did not spend money on anything extra. It was a really special thing to buy matching Christmas PJs.
Yeah.
So we bought those. We did a little post on Instagram, and Dave Ramsey reposted it. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
And then a couple months later, we went in to the Dave Ramsey headquarters and did our debt-free scream on the radio on his show.
Yep,
and
it's on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, it is. Maybe
It's
I'll link
so
it.
cute. Taylor sang. He screamed also, and
Yeah.
Tinley kind of just stared around.
She was so tiny. And then a little bit about life since paying off debt. It is so awesome.
Yeah.
We are in baby steps 4, 5, and 6 right now. So that means we're investing. We're putting money towards our kids' college and our mortgage. And we really hope to be done paying off our mortgage. And I think a good timeline is 4 years, but we want to be done way before that.
Yeah. Yep.
But life since then, so now we find ourselves very easily being able to go, do we want to do this now or no? Can we afford it now or no? It's no longer this question of like, how can we move things around and how can we fudge things to make it work because we have so many payments. It's a simple yes or no. Can we do this or
Yeah, we're not living a lie.
No,
and
right.
It isn't just the money principles that we learned. That has impacted so many areas of our life. What does it mean to live within the Lord's provision for your work hours? What does it mean to trust Him? What's this thing about resting on a regular basis? What is that about? And
we did learn how to take a Sabbath every Saturday during this season, and we still do it.
Yeah, the peace really does surpass all understanding. And sorry, the monitor's going off.
The only time we could do this is nap time.
Yeah.
So.
There's a lot of flexibility. Like we already have a fund saved for Christmas, which you know Christmas comes the same time every year.
Here's a warning: Christmas is coming in a couple of months.
Yeah, it's like 127 days or whatever. I can't remember. But we used to have to. Oh, we'll just put it on the credit card, and just the thought is yucky to us now because we know what kind of bondage that put us through.
To me that sounds like chains.
Oh.
I don't want to be chained down like that. No thanks.
We could bring on some help with this whole craziness where no one's in school and whatever, just so we could help keep our sanity. We could have a babysitter a little more often, which was awesome.
I think we didn't even talk about the biggest thing that we always say we learned through paying off debt. We didn't even mention that word.
What?
Contentment.
Oh, absolutely.
We learned how to be content.
Yeah.
And that we were not put on this earth to consume everything.
Yeah, like when is it enough? Like, do I have to be, my eyes are probably a little bloodshot, but do I have to just be at my wit's end every single second of every single day with my hair on fire? And what does that do, the damage and trail that you leave in your relationships when all you're doing is focused on getting more?
Yeah.
Instead of enough. Learning that I think is really important.
I think whenever you get kind of starved from spending so much, you realize you really don't have to keep up with the Joneses because they're a lot to keep up with and they've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So we don't have to keep up with them.
It's never as good as it looks like on the outside. No way.
There's a lot more going on.
Yeah, typically the people who probably are a lot more modest actually have it. They're a lot better positioned, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And we hope you go for your journey and make it happen.
Yes. Yay, you can do it.